So in this video, I'm going to be giving you guys an inside look on how I handle a personal film study, what type of advice I would give, how I go about it. You always want to give the kid confidence that they do the can make the adjustment that you're asking them to make that is realistic, and also that not only they can make it, but they're wanting to make it. They're excited to make it. You have to make sure. I'm sure even if you're the kid's coach or their parents have hired you to do a personal study, um, they still have reservations about adding new things to their game and making sure it's realistic, right? You don't as you're gonna just see one small part here. Now let me just get into it because it's going to explain. You're gonna see the process, the thought process behind it, and it's gonna answer a lot of questions. I'm gonna answer questions throughout. So what we're gonna be looking at is this guy's 2-on-1, how he gets to it, and his opponent's reaction, and how he doesn't have a reaction for his opponent's reaction, and why he should. Right. So 5 times this match, you're gonna see this guy. This is from the U20 World Championships. You're going to see this guy get a 2-on-1. And as soon as he gets 2-on-1, his opponent grabs his wrist right here. Right? That happens very quickly. And he doesn't really have a pre-planned reaction to it, even though it's so common. And this is obviously a position that he likes a lot. Right? He shoots, dives for a leg, and he unnecessarily gives up a go behind. Right? That wasn't necessary. Again, he goes 2-on-1 grip. And as soon as that happens, his opponent grabs his wrist. Underhand grip. It can be an overhand grip too, as you guys will see later. But most of the time, they will grab an overhand grip. Tries a leg attack, ends up getting arm thrown as he builds back up. No big deal in folk style. That's not any points. You probably won't have somebody trying in folk style. But yes, that's what happened. He didn't score off of it. Now, I left this part in to show that as soon as they start again, they're going to interlock fingers. That happens a lot. And then he transitions to that 2-on-1, and his opponent instantly, as soon as he transitions to a 2-on-1, his opponent instantly grabs his wrist. Quite common. Right here, he's a little bit smarter about it. As he grabs the 2-on-1, he goes. His opponent tries to, as you can see, grab his wrist right here. He's already going in for like a sweep, low ankle leg attack, which is nice. So I thought he had made the adjustment of noticing, okay, let me go ahead and pull the trigger fast, but it happens 2 other times in this match. Here, shoots pretty quickly. This is just one aspect of his game, but just for me would be pretty easy to point out, and it will have a large benefit on his game, as you guys will see. So as soon as they start, 2-on-1, wrist control from his opponent. Again, right here, 2 times back to back, 2-on-1 control, and you can already see his opponent bringing his hand in, and now he has wrist control, right? I think the Russian, the 2-on-1 is a great grip for a lot of wrestlers, right? He actually does end up scoring on this one. So, okay, you pointed it out. Now, what would you show, right? That's an easy arm drag from there. And there's a lot of reasons why I would appeal to the arm drag and how I would appeal to the arm drag. First things first, I will appeal to the arm drag because it's a move that, especially for someone who uses a 2-on-1 already, it's a really easy move to add in. It's easy to implement and also high level, right? It works at the highest level, which you guys are about to see. I'm going to show film of Abizgazi Magomedov. He's a 2021 world champion from Dagestan at 61 kilograms. So around the same weight class, but these guys are 65 kilograms. Abizgazi Magomedov is now 65 kilograms because that's the Olympic weight. So it doesn't have to be same weight class. It just happened to be the case. If I can find somebody around a similar weight class, I will. If the kid is 113 pounds, I don't think it's as beneficial to show them heavyweights because in the back of their head, they're going to be like, yeah, but these are big boys. And they may not say it to you, right? But that doubt will be there a lot of times. And if I'm coaching a 215 or a heavyweight, I'm gonna try to find a 184, 197 pounder, like, or a heavyweight. I'm not gonna show them 106s and 120s, right? That's just typically how it works. But the arm drag is a technique that a lot of kids may already be familiar with, and it's really easy to implement. You can learn it. You can learn it on Monday, rep it out a lot, and implement it against the lower level opponents that weekend, or even against equal level opponents. It's not like, oh well, you always get caught in the underhook, so because of that you should learn the arm spin. That would be silly to suggest. If you're continuously getting caught in the underhook and you're not using the overhook, then you need to fix something in your hand fighting, right? But this is, you're getting to your 2-on-1. This is a natural reaction of theirs. All right, cool. So this is Abasgazi Magomedov. I will show them that the reaction that they're getting from that wrestler is a common reaction, and they need to have an answer for. And this is the best answer for, because it's also low risk, which is also another component of convincing guys to implement a technique. It's not risky, right? As you saw earlier, that guy was shooting at the legs, and sometimes that could be a risk. That could be a risk. You can give up points that way, if you get baited into that, right? So arm drag, if you miss, nothing bad happens. So he has wrist control here. He's gonna go 2-on-1, and when he goes 2-on-1, his opponent is going to end up grabbing his wrist. And when someone has your wrist, it is very easy to bait that into an arm drag. So he lets go with the hand that his opponent isn't controlling, and then he goes arm drag. Very basic takedown. Even if he missed it, nothing bad happens. Same thing that match. He's going to go 2-on-1. You can see his opponent let go with his hand right here and go down to his wrist. Waiting for a better angle right here. You can see his opponent grabbing his wrist right here. He's going to hit the same technique. And that was there for that kid all day long. That was there for sure. And then against Thomas Gilman, who was a world silver medalist and eventual world champion. This one looks a little bit different because besides the underhand grip, Thomas Gilman uses the overhand grip. But same thing. He has Abasgazi Magomedov. You can see Thomas Gilman right here. He has a 2-on-1. Thomas Gilman has wrist control. He's going to use that wrist control to extend that arm and get an arm drag. Easy arm drag, go behind. Safe attack, low energy attack, doesn't drain your gas tank. And then icing on the cake for this guy right here is he got hit with an arm drag against his wrist control. Earlier this match, you can see him. He gets wrist control against his opponent, and then his opponent is going to use that to arm drag him. Same as that way Abasgazi Magomedov did. Ear on the inside the bicep, inside the shoulder. Right, so very, very clean. And then it's kind of like, hey, it worked against you. Like, it works against good wrestlers because it worked against you. And that isn't always the case. You don't always get lucky and have that. But showing them film of a world champion using it, and just having that belief, hey, it works. Right, you don't have to be a world champion to do it. And if you can use their own film to show that, that would be great. But a lot of kids, most of the time, when they see somebody high caliber doing it at the highest level and against other high level opponents, then they have faith and confidence to do it. So, especially since I'm not coaching the person in person, right? I'm not at their practice every day. It would be something like, hey, you can do these very quickly. You can rep this 20 times, 25 times very slowly at first, and then over time you can ramp up your speed. But if this is a position that you're constantly finding yourself in, because this wasn't a reactive position. He was actively going. There's so many options when you're hand fighting and somebody's reaching out to you. He wanted to go to that 2-on-1, even when they clasped hands, interlocked fingers. He still got tools. So this is a position that he tries to find himself at. This is what it is. So if you're interested in this, you can always email me at earnyourgoldmedal@gmail.com. Or you can give me a text at 904-485-3450. I put up my number before. A lot of you guys have used it, or some of you guys have used it. But now I'm posting a video about personal private lessons with film study, right? I have more time, a little bit more time on my hands before the season starts. I know some of you guys are doing preseason tournaments, and some people will want to utilize this service even going into the season. Even as a coach, right? Maybe if you want private lessons for your top wrestlers, not, it doesn't have to just be a parent and a wrestler. If you're a coach and you want like film study for your private wrestlers, that's great. The way I typically do it is two different ways. One, some people just post their videos on YouTube unlisted, so it's not public. They send me the link beforehand, and then I go through a little bit, and then we hop on a Zoom call, and then we look at it together. Or some people just prefer they send me the film and they just ask me to do what I just did of the film study, because they prefer the film study. They can watch it anytime they want to. Works easier with their schedule. It could honestly work easier with my schedule as well, because sometimes I'm up late at like 3 o'clock in the morning making videos. Obviously, I won't be on the Zoom call with you guys that late. And then they can go back and watch it anytime they want to, right? It's not just live. So up to you guys, but just kind of an idea of, or if you're doing this on your own. Obviously, for me, as soon as I saw the 2-on-1 position, I was able to memorize that, okay, this is Abasgazi Magomedov, and then I knew which clips to look for where he was using that exact grip. But you guys can also do this like at a certain level on your own. A lot of people have asked me about, hey, how do I study film? And this is part of how you study film, right? But I have a lot of background knowledge when it comes to that, so I can kind of import that in. And yeah, that's the video. I will see you guys in the next one.